President Trump's New York trial resumes this morning as Michael Cohen prepares to take the stand again.
Eric Jones joins us live from outside the New York Supreme Court. Eric, will this be the last week we go to you?
Maybe.
Maybe on this story.
Maybe next week. Yes, exactly. Yeah, the defense could take over tomorrow. This could be the last day that Michael Cohen testifies, likely could go to the jury at the end of the week. But there's also new questions and controversy over Judge Juan Merchan because he gave money and donated to Democrats. You know, former President Trump has criticized the judge in this case for donating to Democrats, including giving $15 to President Biden's campaign in 2020. Well, the State Commission on Judicial Conduct dismissed a complaint against Merchan last summer, but reports this weekend said that the commission warned Judge Merchan that judges cannot be political. Here's the Judicial Conduct Code. It says, quote, neither a sitting judge nor a candidate for a public election for or to judicial office shall directly or indirectly engage in any political activity. Prohibited activity shall include making a contribution to a political organization or a candidate. So that seems pretty clear-cut, doesn't it? Well, the defense today may call the only witness if President Trump doesn't testify, and that is election law expert Brad Smith. He's a former head of the Federal Election Commission. He is expected to testify that the payments to Stormy Daniels do not count as campaign contributions, as prosecutors claim, but as personal expenses. Smith has compared Trump's case to the 2012 prosecution of former Democratic North Carolina Senator John Edwards. You may recall that Edwards faced similar charges in 2008, and his trial ended in an acquittal in one count and a mistrial in the others. So we'll see exactly who will testify later on today, potentially for the defense, whether or not the former president will indeed take the stand. He has said he wants to. His lawyers may prohibit that. In fact, he doesn't have to give any defense at all. They could potentially just rest. We'll see what happens, but court starting a little earlier today, 8:45, with Michael Cohen finishing his cross-examination.
Any Bob Costello, any sighting of Bob Costello around? Gray-haired man in his 60s?
Yeah, not yet. Yeah, not yet. And you got to wonder, why is the defense calling him based on his claims? But we'll see if they do.
Are you going to tell some lies, bro? Are you going to tell some lies? Spin a tail, make me shine. Are you going to tell some lies? Give me those lies. Give me those lies. Give me those lies. Those lies. Give me those lies. Are you gonna tell some lies, bro? Are you gonna tell some lies? Spin a tail, make me shine. Are you gonna tell some lies?
We should not be able to make people sing. If Jerry, if you let me know that we can have the screaming libs sing, then I will request that on every meme. I didn't know we could make the libs sing. No! We can make that person sing. Oh, the possibilities are endless. And we are here for you, ladies and gentlemen. We will serve and entertain and deliver the news. And hot diggity damn, do we have the dam breaking this morning, Monday, May 20th, 2024. Trump is back in court. But Michael Cohen just nuked himself. He just nuked himself. I don't know what else to say. We were flabbergasted. Everything changed like a second before we went live. Suddenly, all this news broke. Michael Cohen has stolen tens of thousands of dollars from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the victim in this trial. Alvin Bragg is actually trying to put the victim of a crime in jail instead of the criminal. Oh, it's blowing wide open. We will cover it all in just one moment. Iran's president is dead in mysterious helicopter crash. Get ready for more rumblings inside the Mideast. And Karoline Leavitt from the Trump organization and campaign joins the program. Donald Trump's official campaign spokesperson. Separate from Alina Habba, who is the trial spokesperson, the official campaign spokesperson joins the program today. My name is Benny Johnson, and this is The Benny Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have major insecurity all throughout the globe. The president of Syria had an assassination attempt last week, and now the president of Iran is dead. We're going to cover all of it on the program, but crazy times are ahead. All right? Crazy times are ahead. Apparently there's been, tons of assassination attempts on world leaders. Things are gonna go bananas in 2024. Make sure that you are prepared. Make sure that you're invested wisely and correctly, that you can have a hedge against the insanity of the world, and that hedge should be gold. Gold is keeping and maintaining and increasing in value and has actually shot up to historic record levels. I trust my friends at Allegiance Gold to take care of me and to keep me protected. Ladies and gentlemen, they can convert your 401k or your IRA. Make sure you're not losing in massive stock market or crypto roller coasters. Make sure that you have a hedge today. Go to protectwithbenny.com and call 844-66-BENNY right now. Get $5,000 of free silver with a qualifying purchase. Protectwithbenny.com today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like there should be somebody who thought about protecting himself in a court of law. Michael Cohen clearly thought about protecting himself when he stole from Donald Trump. Who, baby? Okay, so this is the breaking news. This happened. Literally, we punched the live button and news broke, and so we are ready to go. Donald Trump is the victim of the crime in the court in New York. The paradigm shift has officially happened. Clink. Did you feel that energy this morning? Slink. Maybe you felt it. Maybe you had a sip of coffee. I don't know what you had. Bing. Did you feel the energy shift? Baby. The energy shifted this morning. Michael Cohen admitted on the stand that he stole from Donald Trump, that he stole tens of thousands of dollars from Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Let's put up the articles here and let's rock and roll. So, Michael Cohen, this is the breaking news that is rocketing across the web right now. Donald Trump trial updates. Michael Cohen admits to stealing $60,000 from Trump. How did he do this? And also actively working against Trump. What have we said about the liars? What have we said about the nature of the liars? You got to get liars out of your life. If you find a liar in your life, I don't care what they're lying about, get them out. This man is a rat bastard. Michael Cohen is scum. And now he has all but guaranteed criminal charges against him inside of the courthouse in New York, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Prosecutor star witness Michael Cohen is back on the stand, but he just admitted that he stole money from the Trump organization. Absolutely wild. So here's what happened. You can see down here. Defense attorney Todd Blanche is honing in on Cohen's testimony last week about meeting with the Trump organization's chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg, when he figured out how to reimburse his lawyer. So here's what happened. He charged him far more money for a reimbursement than service was due. Cohen described how he was withdrawing $20,000 from a bank over 2 days and handing it to the boss of the company in a brown paper bag. The company was owed $50,000, but that wasn't enough to placate it, said the boss Cohen. So he ended up settling and then asking for the full $50,000. So in shorthand here, he demanded reimbursements, and you can see here, that the actual paperwork down here with the account activity. He demanded reimbursements of $50,000 for something that only cost $20,000. He did this multiple times, and then he effectively pocketed the cash. Check out this interaction here. This is the lawyer for Donald Trump. Did you ever plead guilty to larceny? No, sir. So did you steal tens of thousands of dollars from Donald Trump? You stole from the Trump organization, right? Asked Donald Trump's lawyer. Yes, sir, said Cohen. Trump shakes his head at the admission. Incredible. This is just the absolute evisceration of the star witness inside of the Trump trial. This is wild. Okay, so everybody, including MSNBC and CNN, are all saying, Michael Cohen just lit himself on fire. They just lit himself on fire like a protesting Buddhist monk. This is it. This is the end. This is the end of the case. By the way, at the heels of this, the judge just announced that the case ends this week. So it's over. Trust me, they'd keep it going if they could. It's been such a tire fire, nightmarish disaster. This is the breaking news from minutes ago. Here we go.
Finch. And Cohen confirms that he owed Red Finch 50 grand and never paid the full cash. Trump's attorney, Blanche, says, you stole from the Trump Organization. Cohen says, yes, sir. He also confirms lying to Alan Weisselberg. I don't know how many that is on the list, but that's another prevarication. And Cohen says he never pleaded guilty to larceny. On they go. Blanche presses Cohen. You did steal from the Trump Organization based upon the expected reimbursement of Red Finch. And he says, yes, sir. So that's...
Oh, man. Okay. I mean, sorry, like, we're energetic this morning because we have been putting our shoulder into these cases for the better part of 2 years, 3 years when they started like rolling these out. And we have been saying that they're witch hunts. We've been declaring from the top of our lungs until our voices cracked that they're witch hunts by literal witches. That if you're on the side of these people, then you're on the side of demons. We've been saying this. Oh, like, stop using all the crazy charged language. Well, they used a witch. They used a literal witch to convict Trump in Fulton County. We know this. We go through her social media. She has pentagrams, witchcraft, spells she's casting. Donald Trump's been calling this a witch hunt for a long time. Now Stormy Daniels is admitting that she can talk to spirits, that her boyfriend was possessed by demons. She also has all this like demonic iconography tattooed all over her body. Okay, like it's a literal witch hunt run by witches. If you're on the side of these people, you don't have to be like like you don't have to be full bore, wrap your Cybertruck in Donald Trump's face, MAGA, wearing the red cap through the grocery store. You don't have to be that. You just shouldn't be on the side of the demon. You shouldn't be on the side of the witches. You shouldn't be on the side of the known liars. You shouldn't be on the side of the thieves. If your star witness is a admitted criminal, served jail time for lying, a convicted perjurer, and is now just seconds ago admitted to embezzling and defrauding the accused on the stand of tens of thousands of dollars, then it's Michael Cohen who should be prosecuted here, not Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the victim. That's why we're excited today, because we've been actually saying this for a very long time, and now it's just been admitted to in court. And guess who else has to admit it? Ladies and gentlemen, MSNBC. I don't know if we have time. Can we do the salt? Can we salt these libs? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we put this show together. The great ALX building the show together, like in real time, literally as the cold open's playing, we're putting the show together in real time. We got to salt these libs. Here's MSNBC on camera this morning being forced to admit Trump's won. Trump's won. It's over. I hope you have your salt ready. I want salt pouring through the comment section. Let's salt these libs. No one more deserving than MSNBC in front of the courthouse saying it's over. It's over. Cohen just admitted that Trump's the victim here. Woo, baby. Salt that lib. Let's go.
Let me read for you the exchange between Todd Blanche and Michael Cohen. So you only gave him $20,000 and you took $30,000. Blanche, you stole from the Trump Organization, right? Cohen says, yes, sir. Blanche goes on later on. He says, you did steal from the Trump Organization based upon the expected reimbursement, correct? And he says, yes, sir. So again, that is breaking it out because essentially they walked through what it is that Michael Cohen actually paid Red Finch, and this goes back to, Jose, what you were just talking about, in this brown paper bag, all cash. He came to the Trump Organization, an individual who worked for Red Finch, to collect this payment, $20,000, in which Michael Cohen paid out to this individual. The other $30,000 Michael Cohen kept to himself. Subsequently, why Todd Blanche is now saying, okay, so you stole from the Trump Organization, correct? And Michael Cohen says, yes, correct. I believe what during this cross we're trying to get at essentially here is even during this time in which Michael Cohen contends that he was very loyal to the Trump Organization, protecting the former president, protecting his boss at the time, a man he has worked with for so long, right, since 2007, who is seen more as a father figure even, that he would then subsequently steal from him because he felt as if he was not getting the appropriate bonus that he was due, that he was expected, guys. Certainly a big exchange there, I have to say, a momentous kind of exchange between Michael Cohen, Todd Blanche. Michael Cohen says, yes, I in fact stole from the Trump Organization.
Oh, okay. I love MSNBC. What they're trying, I think what the defense is trying to get at here is that the star witness is a criminal. The other star witness is a witch. And that they're both soulless ghouls. That's what they're trying to get at here. I see there's so much salt we didn't get to inside of the comment section. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the salt through to CNN. So, CNN covering this. So, now everybody is now the armies are now in full retreat. They're now in full retreat. The goal of this, I don't know if there's any veterans in the audience or any, I know for a fact there's lots of veterans in the audience or anybody in active service. God bless you. If you are, we're here for you. We love you. We care about you. But what happens in a retreat? In a retreat, the best that you can possibly do is try not to lose anybody on your way out. Do your best not to do what Joe Biden did in Afghanistan. What you are witnessing today is a full retreat. This is why we are particularly amped this morning. You are witnessing now a full retreat admission by the corporate press. The guard is down. The side is down. The city is now there to be conquered. It's done. Trump won. Trump won. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your salt flowing. Here's CNN admitting the same thing. It's over. It's over. The star witness is a liar and a criminal. Michael Cohen will be the one going to jail, not Donald Trump. CNN, let's go.
Correct. But this is significant because they appear to have caught Cohen in another lie, and this would be a lie to the other person who is allegedly part of this conspiracy, Alan Weisselberg, who prosecutors have chosen not to call because they believe that he would not testify, that he would plead the fifth. The judge has urged them to bring him in anyway. They have not done that. So Blanche, once again, now focusing on the retainer agreement.
What this also does is it puts the onus on Michael Cohen. It was Michael Cohen who arranged this scheme, the repayment scheme. If he's the one fudging to Alan Weisselberg and lying about this and twisting that, it puts more of it on him than either Weisselberg or certainly on Donald Trump.
And so far there is no direct link proven beyond a reasonable doubt to the defendant in this alleged conspiracy. There is a lot of evidence that has been presented. There's testimony from Michael Cohen. There's testimony from others about conversations. But that is the goal of the defense team. Mm-hmm. And this right here, this line of questioning, so far they have established that Cohen may have lied in order to get some of this money.
But the prosecution's going to get up and talk about this. And what Michael Cohen...
Oh, baby. Ooh, man. It's here. It's here. Calling it a witch hunt. Now we actually have the literal witches. We'll play you this clip. In fact, we talked about this on Timcast all night on Thursday. We'll play you the clips. All right. We're happy to play you the evidence that these are actual literal witches coming for Donald Trump. There's spiritual energy involved here. But focusing on Michael Cohen for a second, check out what Eric Trump just put up. Eric Trump just put this up. This just got interesting. Michael Cohen is now admitting to stealing money from our company. Eric Trump, Michael Cohen is the criminal. Tom Fitton, friend of the show. Incredible dude. Tom Fitton saying Cohen admits to stealing $80,000 from Donald Trump. He hasn't been prosecuted for it by the corrupt Soros-backed Democrat politician Bragg, who instead is prosecuting the actual crime victim, Donald Trump. It is like an absolute and total inversion of the justice system right now. Donald Trump is the victim. He's the one being criminally prosecuted. He's the victim here. Put up the Tom Fitton tweet, please. He's the victim here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make sure that we try and let's get Tom Fitton on the show, hopefully this week. Just an incredible legal mind. Donald Trump is the man who the crime was perpetrated against. Just an absolutely and totally remarkable moment. Andy McCarthy, legal expert on Fox News, on this devastating admission from Michael Cohen that he is the criminal, that Donald Trump is the victim, that Donald Trump's the person who had an entire, I don't know, what's the median year's salary? This is like the salary of like a working class family stolen from him. $80,000 a year? Where I come from in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, that's considered like top tier, spectacular salary level. Michael Cohen stole that in one fell swoop from Donald Trump. Remarkable. Andy McCarthy, go.
Yeah, to show that he actually stole from the Trump organization even as they were structuring a deal to pay him $35,000 a month, is an enormous big deal. And Bill, the figure that you just gave about those consulting arrangements he had, what was it, $4 million or $6 million that he made? He was monetizing the fact that he was the president of the United States' private lawyer.
Right.
So this was he was very much enriched by this arrangement.
This is incredible. So now the star witness admits that he is in fact the criminal and that Donald Trump is in fact innocent. The victim, in fact, not innocent. The victim. And this is in the first 20 minutes. The court case is ongoing, of course, but this is in the first 20 minutes of cross from Donald Trump's attorney. They were able to pin this down. Eric Trump saying Eric Trump's in charge of the Trump Organization. Trump Organization is run by Eric Trump. We know Eric Trump's good friends with Eric Trump. He allows us to go do these really neat videos of like certain Trump properties, and we work with them to like get access to Trump Tower in Chicago, Trump Doral in Miami. We know this organization. Let me like, you probably shouldn't be defrauding the Trump Organization. Let me just say this. Eric Trump's a shrewd guy, saying we're the victims here. Believe that this is going to result in criminal prosecution against Michael Cohen via the Trump Organization, that they have him now on the witness stand admitting to stealing from Donald Trump. Trust, pin this moment right now. Pin it. Let's pin it right here. We'll pin it to the top of the page. Michael Cohen is going to be prosecuted by the Trump Organization. It's going to be Michael Cohen, big fat Uno reverse. Bam, Uno reverse. Hola, Uno reverse. It's going to be Michael Cohen who gets it in the end here. I wonder if they have TikTok in jail. I wonder if they have TikTok in prison for Michael Cohen. And the guy who's selling the Donald Trump in jail shirts, yeah. We'll be happy to actually put up Michael Cohen in prison shirts on our store. We'll be maybe that's next, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Holloway on Cohen stealing. Again, these clips are just rolling in. This is the end. They're all admitting it. This is a tactical retreat now. They're all just admitting it's over. It's over. It's over. Watch.
You know, a fair-minded judge would absolutely let this witness come to court because he has information that directly bears on the prosecution's key witness. Specifically, that information that he has bears on this witness's bias. A man that will steal from his employer is a man that will do anything to his employer, and he's already admitted that he wants to see Trump in prison. And of course, the things that we've talked about before with him TikToking with the T-shirt showing Trump in jail. His bias against Donald Trump is extreme, and it oozes out of every pore in his body. And when the state's case rests upon someone whose credibility is that, which is none, then we have a very big problem. And fairness in the system, due process, fundamental fairness, I think, requires Judge Merchant to allow this witness to come to court and to tell this jury that this witness has lied to them in this very case.
Got it.
Just an absolutely remarkable turn of events here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it doesn't, I guess, surprise us. What does surprise us, though, is a very simple question here, which is, will Michael Cohen be able to wear his armor to prison? Will Michael Cohen be allowed to wear his knight's hat to jail? That's a question. Now, I don't know. I'm no legal expert. I'm no legal scholar. But I know that Michael Cohen appears like this live on TikTok to grub for cash. Michael Cohen also has the Donald Trump in prison t-shirt. We will be happy to put up a Michael Cohen in prison t-shirt at our store. And we'll donate all of the proceeds to the Trump Organization in order to prosecute Michael Cohen. How about that? How about that? This guy stole $80,000. That's a year's salary. That's a great year's salary for a working family, and this man stole it like that from Donald Trump by lying, and now he admitted to it, and so it's Michael Cohen who's actually the criminal. Donald Trump is the victim. Donald Trump is innocent. This has been a witch hunt the entire time. We can prove it to you. We'll do this very, very quickly because I don't want to belabor the point, but it is important to see. We're the only people. We went on Tim Pool's show, and Tim didn't even know about this stuff. Listen, man, are you on the side of the demons? Are you on the side of like the actual witches in the witch hunt? Don't do that. Not going great for your soul. Don't support that. It's never been a clearer line. There's never been a clearer line. Okay, I know Nancy Pelosi looks like a witch on riding a broomstick. I know it's literally her physiognomy. Doesn't even have to put on an outfit for Halloween. She's the one who brought the impeachments, okay? Don't be on the side of the witches. But I'm not sure. I don't have any evidence that Nancy Pelosi is a practicing witch. I don't know. I do have evidence that Stormy Daniels is. Here we go.
Stormy Daniels now claims that she is a medium and that she communicates with dead people and has participated in a TV series about the paranormal where she explores things, including the fact that at one point an ex-boyfriend of hers was inhabited by spirits. She was mocking Stormy Daniels. She wants the jury to think Stormy Daniels is a liar and she is crazy. And she also wants the jurors to judge her for her occupation. And Stormy Daniels gave no ground on that. As Sue just said, she might be an exotic dancer, an adult film actor, but she was very clear when...
Did you personally want to hear from the former president?
I wanted to hear from the former president, but honestly, I kind of wanted to subpoena the former president because I got to swear everybody in. And so I thought it'd be really cool to get 60 seconds with President Trump of me looking at him and being like, do you solemnly swear? And me getting to swear him in. I kind of just thought that would be an awesome moment.
So Stormy Daniels is a witch, according to MSNBC. And then also according to MSNBC, the person who's the jury foreperson in Fulton County is a witch. Here we go. Just really quickly here. Really quickly. We don't want to spend too much time on this. Georgia grand jury forewoman said it would have been awesome to subpoena Trump is a witch. This is an actual headline. There it is. Look at the headline. Is a witch who shares spells and magic spells on Pinterest page. Let's go through the article. Here is the literal witch. Images in the article. You can see her posting pentagrams. I obviously don't want to promote this stuff. This stuff, you do not dabble in this stuff. This is demonic in origin. But you can see here, it's satanic imagery, demonic imagery. This all comes from her own social media pages. Scroll down. Here's a good one. Witchcraft knowledge. Oh, okay, great. How to become a Salem witch. Oh, okay, great. Casting a circle. Do you feel a heightened spiritual energy in the world right now? Do you want to know why you feel that? Because of things like this. Because evil is, some would argue, bolder than ever. I would argue that they're preparing to lose. That these are acts of desperation. That when things are that when it's good times, you don't actually literally send witches out against your enemies. That these are acts of desperation, and that the world around Joe Biden, the world around the elite power structures are crumbling, and you should be uplifted by that. These are the people they're counting on: Michael Cohen, Stormy Daniels, and this lady. This is it. This is who Fani Willis depended on to get an indictment against Donald Trump. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, not going great. An exciting thing to see. Now, whose side are you on? Check this out. Here's a photo of Donald Trump in court. All the allies standing behind Donald Trump. So awesome, ladies and gentlemen. From today, you'll notice some dear friends of the show in the shot here. Look in the blue. Look at the blue. Can we punch in a little bit? Look at your boy, Kash Patel, right in the front row. Right in the front row. Kash Patel ready to rock. You got some of Trump's attorneys in the back there. You got Alina Habba back there. You got Bernie Kerik, Alan Dershowitz. That's interesting. Eric Trump standing tall. Some other members of Congress, you see. And, I guess we'll be watching. We'll be watching if there's a press conference. I would love to see Kash Patel. Hey, Alex, do we have a live shot of the press conference? Yeah, okay. If there's a conference and Kash Patel walks out and brings himself a flamethrower and talks directly to the press, hot diggity damn. Believe that this show will carry that live. We'll see. We don't have any indication yet that they're going to do that. However, ladies and gentlemen, we will have And a reminder, we will have joining the program the official spokesperson for the Donald Trump campaign, Karoline Leavitt, in just a moment. But how about we let Trump speak? As is the rule on this program, everybody else censors Trump, everyone else deplatforms Trump. It is our obligation to you to platform the president and to let him speak. Everybody else tries to stop him from speaking. Donald Trump, triumphant this morning in front of the court with a phalanx of allies behind him, standing strong. I've never heard him more upbeat. We play these. Whenever Donald Trump speaks in front of the court, they've tried to gag him, they tried to silence him, they tried to censor him. So it's our job to play what he says. I've never seen him in better spirits than this morning. Holy moly. Get a load of this, ladies and gentlemen. Your president, here we go.
Still in the chair, Michael Cohen.
Campaigning. As you know, I was supposed to be in a very different state this morning, and the judge actually decided to call it early. And yet, it looks like we're going to have a very big gap between days, and it's going to be determined right now in court. But we're here about an hour early today. I was supposed to be making a speech for political purposes. I'm not allowed to have anything to do with politics because I'm sitting in a very freezing cold courtroom for the last 4 weeks. It's very unfair. They have no case. They have no crime. It's been determined by everybody, every legal scholar. New York Post editorial board today. Trump prosecution wind down. It's always been a witch hunt with a prosecution winding down in Donald Trump's Manhattan case. We have to ask, in the immortal words of Peggy Lee, is that all there is? That's the New York Post editorial board. It's become utterly apparent, if that wasn't seen already, that the key elements to any prosecution is missing. The key element is missing, and it says, what's missing? A crime. There's no crime. You know, they go through all this stuff, and there was nothing done wrong. NDAs are perfect. And by the way, legal expenses, you know, we paid a legal expense. You know what it's marked down in the book says? A legal expense. Again, it's not marked down as construction. It's not marked down as sheetrock and cinder block. It's marked down as legal expense. You have a lawyer. You pay him a legal expense, and it's covered in the book as legal expense. I had nothing to do with it. A bookkeeper put it down as a legal expense. This is why I'm here, because we called it a legal expense, a payment to a lawyer. Jonathan Turley, even liberal experts have continued to express doubt over where's the crime. Andy McCarthy, let's stick with the relevant, undisputed facts of the case. Mershon should dismiss this case. He should dismiss this case immediately. Bragg's evidence is woefully inadequate. This case should be dismissed. It should have never been brought. And the judge is highly conflicted. He's a corrupt judge. He's highly conflicted. He's totally corrupt. And he's interfering with an election. Greg Jarrett, there is no credible evidence of a crime. Bragg's case against the accused is beyond anemic. It is an audacious, corruption of the legal process, and a very dangerous one. No fair or competent judge dedicated to upholding justice would have ever allowed such a case. It's a train wreck. And he goes on and on and on. No judge except this one would allow this case to continue. He's corrupt. Alan Dershowitz, who I think is standing right behind me. We have many people from Congress, senators, congressmen. We've had them here all week. And I say, don't come. And by the way, outside looks like it's supposed to be Fort Knox. There are more police than I've ever seen anywhere. Because they don't want to have anybody come down. There's not a civilian within 3 blocks of the courthouse. But at Columbia University, you can set up a tent and burn down the doors right opposite the front entrance. It's a disgrace. Alan Dershowitz's Trump trial is a stupendous legal catastrophe. All Americans, regardless of political affiliation, should be appalled at this selective prosecution. Today, it's a great term. I should use it now. I will. Selective prosecution. This all comes from the White House. It all comes from the DOJ in the White House. Take a look who's in the room. This all comes from the DOJ and the White House. It's an attack on Biden, who's mentally unfit. He's mentally unfit to be the president of this country. It's an attack on his political opponent. That's all it is. All of the things you saw over the last 4 weeks, most of it should have never even been brought up. And then on top of that, there's no crime. And we go on day after day, and I tell Iowa, I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it. I tell New Hampshire, sorry, I won't be able to make it. I'm sitting in an icebox all day. Today, this is Alan Dershowitz. Today, the target is Trump. Tomorrow, it may be a Democrat. After that, you and me, who knows? The criminal justice system is on trial in New York. It's making New York State. I love this state. I love the people of this state. I'm running hard in New York. I think we're going to win New York. But it's making New York and our judicial system. And then I had Judge Kaplan, who's horrible, the most biased people. And they gave me 3 judges. And Gorin, he doesn't know the first thing about finance. It's supposed to be a trial in front of the complex divisions of complex situations. He had no idea. He said Mar-a-Lago's worth $18 million. When it's worth $1 billion to $1.5 billion, it's worth 100 times the amount, 50 to 100 times. All corrupt, and it's all coordinated. It's a shame. Mark Levin, John Adams said liberty without virtue is tyranny. We have tyranny right now. We have tyranny right now, and we're disgracing our New York court system. And we're really disgracing our country, because all over the world they're watching. Bill O'Reilly, Donald Trump and his family do not deserve this blatant miscarriage of justice. Don't applaud the destruction of justice, because you may be on the receiving end someday. That's Bill O'Reilly and hundreds of others. I don't think there's one person that says that this trial is legitimate, and everybody's talking about the judge. The judge shouldn't be doing this trial. He's totally conflicted. This is the most conflicted judge probably in the history of the court system. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. Thank you very much.
Will you testify?
Lawyers advise you not to testify?
Will you testify, Mr. Trump? Mr. Trump, do you want to testify?
Senator Katie Britton, Senator Ted Cruz, you watched the President of the United States. He's got about 4 lawmakers, an attorney general.
Yes, baby. Yes. You feel that? You see that? You see that energy shift? You see that energy, the downshift in the gear, right? To the lower gear? Do you feel that? This is victory, baby. This is victory. There is a new shift that is happening inside of the Trump campaign, which has pitched a perfect game. I don't know how else to say it. I like Donald Trump a lot. And I know a lot of great people on his campaign. Try and call balls and strikes here. I think that the Donald Trump campaign of 2024 has been a perfect campaign. He's made all the right moves. He did the right things during the debates. He absolutely steamrolled all of the caucuses, all of the primaries, heading into the convention, securing the nomination in the fastest time of any Republican presidential contender in modern American history. I think it's been a perfect campaign. I think it's been a great campaign. But now you're seeing an energy shift. That was a triumphant Donald Trump. That was an angry Donald Trump. That was a revenge Donald Trump and a get even Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, this is now the new Donald Trump. He is taking it to Joe Biden. Donald Trump said anytime, anywhere for a debate. Joe Biden said, okay, here on CNN in June, which is a month from now. So in 1 month, apparently without any audience, with no RFK, with mute buttons, Donald Trump will be going on the stage with Joe Biden on CNN. But there is a little caveat that Donald Trump is putting his shoulder to: drug testing. Now we're going to ask Donald Trump's campaign spokesperson, Karoline Leavitt, in just a moment about this. How would this mechanism work? But Donald Trump made massive news this weekend by saying he will not do a debate unless there is a drug test, because he doesn't want Joe Biden coming in hopped up on whatever bag of coke they happen to find in the White House, like he did in the State of the Union. This was Donald Trump from this weekend. Hysterical, entertaining, but incredibly important. Watch.
Say, remember that idiot from CNN? Oops, I shouldn't say that. I'm doing a debate for them. They'll be slightly tougher. No, I have fake Tapper as the, they said, I just want to debate this guy, but, you know, and I'm going to demand a drug test, too, by the way. I am. No, I really am. I don't want him coming in like the State of the Union. He was high as a kite. I said, is that Joe up there? A beautiful robe? And by the end of the evening, he's like, well, he was exhausted, right? No, we're going to demand a drug test. But fake Tapper and these people, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fair. I think they're going to be fair. And if they're not, you know, you have to deal with it, right? You have to deal.
Oh, you got to deal with it. High as a kite. Coming in. Going, Joe Biden. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, can we do that? Let's do the two Biden. Can we do that as a play-beside? Let's get that as a play-beside, please. Can we just load that as a play-beside? Because I think it's really important to talk through this. This is very quick, very important. I want to talk through this because we have video evidence of there being two Bidens. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that like that they put like the lizard costume, you know, the lizard person puts on the Joe Biden face and gets trotted out every single day, and they have like 7 of them. Which Joe Biden is it today? I have no evidence of that. Wouldn't be surprised at this point, but I have no evidence of that. What we have in this very curious clip here is Joe Biden wearing effectively, and just whenever it's loaded as a play-beside, let's just let it run. Let's pump the audio just a little bit on this because I think this is really, really important. We're going to ask Karoline Leavitt about this.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and
Who is this guy? What is this?
Here's the good news. Gas prices have dropped
okay,
every
kind of
day
the
this
typical
summer.
like Biden we're used to seeing.
That's more than 40 days in a row. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act. We now have 40,000 gas stations in the United States where the price of gas is $3.99 or less. The brave women and men in blue all across this nation.
What is this?
Never forget that.
What's going
How do
on?
you get the price
The guy's
down?
got a different
The new
voice.
report today shows
He's got a different pupils. His pupils are dilated.
Fight inflation.
His pupils are dilated. Like let's cut the audio on this. His pupils are, but you can see the clip playing. We posted this clip this weekend and went bananas. His pupils are dilated like a great white shark that just bit into a seal. He's got these black eyes. He doesn't blink the entire time. You can source the original. He doesn't blink. What I'm saying here is that they have Joe Biden hopped up on something strong, okay? Something strong. As Donald Trump said this weekend, that shit's wearing off, man. Yeah. This ain't the same man. It's not the same man. When he's on his drugs, he's not the same guy. And you saw him at the State of the Union, right? Screaming, walking all over his lines, unable to read his cue cards, unable to stand at the applause lines, screaming through his show. Not the way that we do it. we are hopped up on our caffeine, as you well know, but that's it, and we're of course naturally energetic and high on life. But ladies and gentlemen, there is only a singular person that we would want to come on the show to talk about this drug test, to talk about the debates, to talk about Donald Trump and his victories across the land, actually right now in court, and that would be Donald Trump's 2024 campaign official spokesperson and National Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt joins the show now. Karoline, thank you so much for being on the program. I know you are extremely busy right now, and we thank you for being here. Massive news. I guess we just want to start with this massive news out of the court this morning that is rocketing across the internet. Michael Cohen is a dirty liar who defrauded Donald Trump. Donald Trump's the victim in this crime?
It's unbelievable what we're seeing take place in this courtroom every single day, Benny. I've been in the courtroom now with President Trump for 4 weeks, and the prosecution has not even come close to proving a crime because President Trump never committed a crime. And the far left district attorney, Alvin Bragg's office, and this Democrat partisan, highly conflicted judge have known there's no crime in this case. They're only bringing it forward at the behest of Joe Biden to interfere in this election. And that witness you speak of in the case, well, I'm not even allowed to comment on his testimony today with you because of the unconstitutional gag order that the judge has imposed, not just on President Trump, but our entire campaign team. That proves this is election interference. Not only are they politically persecuting the leading frontrunner in this election, they are also restricting not only him, but our entire team from talking about the witnesses and the people involved in this case. It's unbelievable. It's outrageous. It's been despicable to watch. But I believe that there is going to be, President Trump ultimately is going to be acquitted of this case, whether it's here in this dirty criminal courtroom, whether it's on appeal, and he will also ultimately win as well at the ballot box on November the 5th, because people see this for what it is, and it's a witch hunt.
So, yeah, I mean, got to tell you, we've been hunting for something on this program, which is a debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Apparently, that's not going to happen, potentially. There's been now a new news cycle about the drug testing. Now, right before he got on, we were playing these clips of Joe Biden with his giant, wide, dilated pupils, strange voice. Everybody saw what he looked like at the State of the Union. Donald Trump commented on it this week. We just played that clip. The drug test charge and requirement. How strict is your campaign going to be on that? I mean, is this like a line? Is this a red line?
Look, President Trump has said he will debate Joe Biden anytime, anywhere, any place. It's incredibly important that we have these debates, that they move forward. The American people deserve them. They're going to be a great opportunity for President Trump to go head to head with crooked Joe Biden, to ensure that we are contrasting President Trump's strong record versus Joe Biden's failing record. Now, President Trump is right to call for this. And why wouldn't Joe Biden agree to a drug test if he wants to prove that he's truly mentally and physically able to lead this country for another 4 years? Then he should say yes. It took his announcement video, it took him 5 different cuts for a 13-second video. And so I think it's a fair question for President Trump to ask and to pose, and Joe Biden should agree to it.
If Joe Biden doesn't agree to it, though, will the debates continue?
We will continue with the debates, yes. In June, in August, President Trump has already committed those. He's a man of his word. And we've also proposed 2 more debates, Benny. We want Fox News to host a debate. President Trump has accepted their invitation. We also accepted the invitation of NBC and Telemundo, which Joe Biden declined, by the way, because his campaign knows he's failing with the Hispanic American community across this country. And they don't want him to talk to that audience, because how is he going to defend his wide open border policy that has devastated the Latino community? How is he going to defend Bidenomics, which is forcing these people to suffer every single day? And so he declined that debate. President Trump accepted it. President Trump will debate this man anytime, anywhere, any place.
Maybe he could send Jill Biden and she could call every Latino a breakfast taco, as she famously did, or say, si se puede, in her wonderful Spanish. I mean, Joe Biden can't speak English, so why would you expect him to be able to speak Spanish, I guess, is a great question. This is the clip that's been going viral all across the internet. We're just going to play it beside here, of Joe Biden really looking zoinked out of his mind. I don't know what the hell the guy's on, but Joe Biden, no, the other one, please. Other one, please, Klein. This is Joe Biden, like, just with his giant eyes. No, like the original, please, Klein. There you go. So here we go. What do you think is going on here? I don't think you're a doctor, but could you please explain this to me?
I am not a doctor. What I am is a human being who can use my own eyes and recognize when someone is acting bizarrely. And that certainly is what Joe Biden portrays in this video, and also every time he steps on the campaign trail. There definitely was a clear difference in his behavior and his demeanor at the State of the Union address versus when we see him out on the campaign trail giving 15-minute stump speeches, reading from a teleprompter. He went from Sleepy Joe to absolutely wired and screaming with those eyes that you see in that video. And so again, it's a question worth asking. Can he go forward with these debates without the use of artificial stimulation? And if he wants to prove to the American public that he can do that, then he should agree to President Trump's request for a drug test. What do you have to hide, Crooked Joe?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've seen the little baggies of cocaine that have been hidden all over Washington, D.C. So I don't know, maybe that's what they had to hide. There were no bags of cocaine found in the White House under Trump's first term. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's a matter of historic record. So you talk about Joe Biden on the campaign trail, and we have this footage of Joe Biden leaving events in dark Democrat blue cities with nobody in the roads. Like nobody. This is from Atlanta. We have also footage from Detroit. These are like dark blue Democrat, like plus 80 points, hellholes, and nobody shows up. Nobody. And this is what I find is particularly interesting. As Joe Biden walks by, everyone's like, this is an inconvenience, right? that Donald Trump gets cheered in these streets. The difference between Donald Trump going through Fulton County and Joe Biden going through Fulton County is pretty wild. And when Donald Trump travels through, it looks like this. People are coming out of their houses and cheering and dancing in the streets. It does seem like all of Joe Biden's entire campaign and support are completely astroturfed and fake.
The only people in America who support Joe Biden are out of touch, elitist, limousine liberals that live in Hollywood. I mean, that's it. Real Americans do not support him. The polling suggests that. And anecdotally, we see that everywhere we go with President Trump across this country, whether it's Midtown Manhattan, where we've unfortunately been spending a lot of time because of this sham Biden trial. There are crowds of people waiting outside Trump Tower every single day, anxiously awaiting just to catch a glimpse of President Trump. We went to a construction site with union workers, longtime Democrat voters who said they are voting for President Trump, the Republican, for the very first time in their lives because they realize how horrible Bidenomics has been for them. We went to Harlem to a bodega. President Trump received a thunderous applause from many Latinos and Black Americans in that community. And when President Trump goes out on the campaign trail, it's the same thing, whether it's Michigan or Florida or Pennsylvania or Wisconsin. He is greeted by enthusiastic Americans from all backgrounds, from all races, who make all different sorts of money, who all agree that they were better off under his leadership. And that's why we see this groundswell of support on the ground. I've been working for President Trump for a long time. There has never been this much spirit and enthusiasm than there is for his campaign right now. And it's because there's never been a greater contrast between the one that we'll have on the ballot on November the 5th.
Yeah, I just want to dig down there because the polling out of this weekend was absolutely disastrous. I saw Jason Miller sharing quite a bit of it. So, like, there is no more. You can't argue that there is now any type of advantage with young voters, Latino voters, or Black voters if you're a Democrat. That's wild.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. These are longtime Democrat Party constituencies that the Democrat Party is dependent on to get elected for decades, and they are swinging towards President Trump, whether it's Black men, whether it is Hispanic Americans, whether it's even women in suburban America who all care about the same things. At the end of the day, all Americans, we want peace around this world. We want prosperity for ourselves, our families, and future generations. And we want security and basic law and order. We want a president who is going to deport illegal criminals out of our communities and streets, not release them to do more harm and commit more crimes. We want a president who's going to cut our taxes and bring down inflation, not promise the largest tax increase ever, which is what Joe Biden is doing right now. You know, I've spent a lot of time in New York City with President Trump the last few weeks. Every single Uber driver or taxi driver that I have had in that city, when we've got to talking about politics, has told me they are voting for President Trump because they are concerned with the rising crime in New York. They're concerned with the rising cost of living that's making the American dream unattainable for all Americans. And Joe Biden's policies have just been so terrible for everyone that we're seeing this monumental shift take place in our political system right now, where the Democrat Party virtually does not have a base. Their only base, again, is out of touch limousine liberals who live a style of life that the rest of us just simply do not, and don't recognize the consequences that Biden's policies are having on this country.
Yes, I think we celebrated and cheered from the rafters when the debates were decided. However, Vivek Ramaswamy came on our program and was like, wait a second, it might be a trap. Why would they have debates so early? Is this a potential opportunity to see if Joe Biden just totally collapses, switch him out at the conventions? We've never had presidential debates before the conventions, and I think that's very interesting, not in the modern era, and that's true. We checked. And so do you think there's any funny business going on with the debate? I mean, it did really happen quite unexpectedly. Joe Biden in that ridiculous video with all the jump cuts, more jump cuts than a Guy Ritchie movie. It did happen unexpectedly. It seems a little strange. Also, all of the conditions for the debate, right? Mute buttons and no audience, no RFK and CNN, Jake Tapper, all these Trump hating, truly like properly like Trump broken anchors, like moderating this stuff. Do you feel like you might be walking into a trap?
No, absolutely not. It was Joe Biden who got trapped. President Trump has been calling on Biden to debate for months, and he has said he will do it anytime, anywhere, any place, because Why wouldn't he? President Trump has a clear record to stand on. He speaks to crowds of hundreds of thousands of people every single week. And crooked Joe Biden can hardly read off of a teleprompter. So President Trump believes in his message and in his record and in himself. He's one of the greatest debaters we've ever seen in American politics. And we have actually called on these debates to be earlier. Originally, the Presidential Debates Commission, which has long dictated the schedule of presidential debates, was refusing to host one until September. And we feel that's too late. There will be millions of people who will engage in early voting and cast their ballot in September. And so it's very important that Americans have the opportunity to see these two candidates go head to head to talk about their records and their vision for America. President Trump wins on the issues every single time, and we want voters to see that as soon as possible. And that's why we're very excited about this debate next month, about the debate in September. And we're also pushing Joe Biden to commit to 2 more, because Americans deserve as many opportunities as they can to see their former president and the current unfortunate president go head to head on the issues that matter to them and their families.
Just a really quick follow-up there. The vice presidential debates. That's going to be an interesting show. Donald Trump's been making a lot of news saying he's going to pick his vice presidential candidate at the convention, the RNC convention. That's going to be in July in Milwaukee. Can you confirm that? And also, it's going to be very interesting to watch Joe Biden debate. It'll also be very interesting to watch Kamala Harris debate. Again, somebody who doesn't have a great command of the English language or like humanity. And so we very much look forward to that as well.
It's going to be fantastic. President Trump has said that it's very likely he will announce his vice presidential pick in Milwaukee, but I will leave when he officially decides that to him and who he officially picks. And to your point, Benny, anyone who President Trump picks from the Republican Party is going to be a heck of a lot better than Kamala Harris. And no matter who it is, we look forward to that debate as well.
Really quickly, your insight on Donald Trump, how he's doing, and the plan forward to get us 5 months, just 5 months from now, to the general election. How's the president doing?
He's never been better. He is tough. He is tenacious. He is defiant, even in the face of this unprecedented political lawfare that's being thrown against him. It is truly humbling to work for such a warrior and inspiring to watch him get up every single day, do media interviews in the morning, go and sit in this dirty, disgusting courthouse for 8 hours, be politically persecuted, go out to the press, speak the truth, make more news than his opponent Joe Biden does in a week in one day, then go off to private dinners and meetings and fundraisers and rallies. I mean, the man works harder than anyone else in this country, and that's why he deserves to be our president again, and he will be our president again, because he's fighting for truth and he's fighting for the great people of this beautiful country that we live in.
All the polls are on your side. I mean, another devastating rounds of polls. We don't have the time to get into it, but it's just incredible. And Donald Trump will prayerfully get out of the courtroom as early as this week, as early as next week, the judge just decided. And so we very much look forward to that. Godspeed. Everybody please go follow Karoline Leavitt. Everybody knows that she is the one who speaks on behalf of the president and is doing just a remarkable job and is steadfast. And 138,000 patriots can't be wrong. Get in there and follow Karoline.
Thanks, Benny.
All right, baby. Man, what an interesting time to be alive. We look forward to the drug test. Come on, do the drug test. Do the drug test. I want the drug test. Somebody who has been, I guess, making those who book him on national TV wish that they had something a little harder in the studio. Wish that they were zoinked out because of the brutality of the Rubio. Now, again, you guys, if you watch the show regularly, you know that my bet is that Marco Rubio is Donald Trump's vice president. I know this because I live in Florida. I have a bunch of people who talk to me about various little things and stuff that they know, and a lot of donors and some billionaires and some smart people who have been fixers for a long time. I'm not Donald Trump. So I always preface this by saying that what the Trump team tells us is that Trump will make his decision in Trump time. What that means is that Donald Trump makes decisions based on his gut, and that there has been nobody that has been picked so far. The pick has not happened. Okay, so that's what the Trump team. So I feel like obligated to tell you that's what the Trump team tells us. And you just heard Donald Trump's national spokesperson saying the same thing, right? Donald Trump's going to make that decision around convention. Okay, fine. We respect it. We're not going to try and like second guess. But the powers that be are charting out a vice presidency for Marco Rubio. And we believe that this weekend confirmed it. All but confirmed it. Marco Rubio went on MSNBC and did a absolutely spectacular job just eviscerating Kristen Welker. Kristen Welker tried to trap Marco Rubio in a question about, will you accept the results of the 2024 election? Now, cucked and ball-gagged and dog-walked Republicans all across the party, like, sit there and cower at questions like this. Marco Rubio did not, and I want to say full disclosure, I don't know Marco Rubio. I don't have his phone number. I don't know really anybody on his team. He hasn't been on the show. I'd love to have him. So I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this because I'm some kind of like Marco Rubio stan. I'm doing this because I want you to be educated and to know that there's some big mechanisms at work, and we think we know it's going to be Marco. There's a big play to have somebody who's can speak fluently in Spanish and it can pull in a massive, sort of secure a massive voting demographic for Donald Trump, and somebody who, obviously Donald Trump has sort of been telegraphing for a long time. Trump tells us it's not going to be anybody new. Trump tells us it's going to be somebody that you all know. I think in the list, I think that says Marco. And then when Donald Trump meets with Ron DeSantis, it's to negotiate the filling of that Senate seat. Marco Rubio then Ron DeSantis gets to fill a Senate seat, and this is a horse trade. And now DeSantis is donating for donating and doing fundraising for Donald Trump. That's what we think. That's what we think. That's what we know. But it's what we think. It could all change. But I want to explain to you my thought process here. If you follow the show, you know that I wanted Tucker Carlson as VP, or I wanted Vivek as VP. If you follow the show, you know that was my what I wanted. Okay. But can't always get what you want. Donald Trump plays that song all the time at his rallies. And here we are. I am here to say that this is proof positive that Marco is stepping up into this role. Check this out. Kristen Welker, this clip from this weekend on MSNBC. Man, Marco Rubio coming into brawl.
Let me look forward. Will you accept the election results of 2024 no matter what happens, Senator?
No matter what happens? No, if it's an unfair election, I think it's going to be contested by either side.
Senator, no matter who wins.
I think you're asking the wrong person. The Democrats are the ones that have opposed every Republican victory since 2000. Every single one. It's Hillary Clinton.
No Democrat has refused to concede. Hillary Clinton conceded. Senator, will you accept the election results?
Hillary Clinton said the election was stolen from her and that Trump was illegitimate. Kamala Harris agreed.
Senator,
we have Democrats now.
Senator, she conceded the election.
She said that Trump was illegitimate. She said that the election had been stolen. Kamala Harris agreed. By the way, there are Democrats serving in Congress today who in 2004 voted not to certify the Ohio electors because they said those machines had been tampered with. And you have Democrats now saying they won't certify 2024 because Trump is an insurrectionist and ineligible to hold office. So you need to ask them. I think have you ever asked the Democrat this question on your show? I bet you've never asked the Democrat that question.
I bet you've never asked a Democrat on this question. I love rolling Kristen Welker. We got invited to do debate prep with Vivek Ramaswamy. And I'm like, dude, Kristen Welker's going to be on the stage. Why don't you tell her? Why don't you say, it's time to flip the paradigm. Why don't you ask Kristen Welker, I told Vivek, is Russia collusion real? Is the PP dossier real? You're a big hoaxer. You pushed the collusion hoax. That's a hoax. That's a lie. Is Hunter Biden's laptop Russian disinformation? That's what actually rigging an election looks like. Marco Rubio actually up with a pretty savage video here afterwards, and this is one of the things you can see. Jason Miller there, must-watch video. These are just telltale signs. Okay, these are the telltale signs. I'm not here to simp for Marco. I'm here to tell you, I believe, based on all available data, that is public and not public, that it's going to be Marco Rubio, and what you can see here is public. Well, this is Donald Trump's senior advisor, Jason Miller, promoting Marco Rubio multiple times over the weekend. That's what I'm telling you, okay? That's what I'm telling you. So here is the video that Marco Rubio posted that is really good. Check this out.
That Al Gore won that election. I think he won anyway.
You know it. I know it. They know it. We won that election.
And the only way they could win the election was to stop the voting in Florida.
Troubling evidence of the fact that not every vote was being counted.
Legitimate concerns over the integrity of our elections.
The right to vote has been stolen from qualified voters.
You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee. And you can have the election stolen from you.
There is a cloud of illegitimacy around the election of Donald Trump.
If Stacey Abrams doesn't win in Georgia, they stole it.
Without voter suppression, Stacey Abrams would be the governor of Georgia.
Okay, quick thing here. Don't you love the Kamala Harris fake accents? Don't you love them? Stacey Abrams will be the governor of Georgia. It's like every time every time one of these elitist Democrats gets in front of a Southern audience or a black audience. Have you ever heard the Hillary Clinton? I ain't no ways tired. You ever heard that clip? Oh, it's so funny. Oh, it's so embarrassing. You don't vote for me, you ain't black. I got hot sauce in my bag swag. Oh, it's classic stuff. Maybe we can get it by the time the show, by end of show. Such a good clip. I ain't no ways tired. The way they pander, so embarrassing. There it is. Oh, there it is. This is so humiliating. We just do this as a play-beside. You just load it as a play-beside. Oh, it's just so bad. Hillary Clinton in front of a black church. I'm pretty sure this was before 20. Yeah, okay. So it says 2008. Hillary Clinton.
Tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me.
It's all this. Rich white lady from the leafy suburbs of New York trying to do a Southern accent. Got it. It really makes you wonder. Really makes you wonder. How can Hillary Clinton, how can her husband, how can they get away with it? Will they stop getting away with it? Oh, man. We're seeing some new stuff pop off with Diddy. Is this the moment that everything gets exposed? It's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be exciting rest of the year. There is only 5 months before the general election. Will Donald Trump pick his VP at the convention or maybe before? Marco Rubio asked about it. Here we go.
Well, let's dive into the state of the race. The last time you were asked about whether you had spoken with former President Trump about being his running mate, you said you hadn't. So can you update us? Have you spoken to the former president about potentially being his running mate?
I haven't spoken to the president. I haven't spoken to anybody in the campaign. The only people that have spoken to me about vice president, for the most part, are members of the media, and which is fine. Look, this is part of the deal. The primaries are over, and so, political reporters have to cover politics. And I understand the VP stuff is an interesting horse race question, but there's only one person on this planet that knows who the vice presidential pick is going to be, and his name is Donald Trump, and he's got time to make that decision and a lot of really good people to pick from. But I've never spoken to anybody on the campaign about it.
You know what would have been better for you to say there, Marco, is, I ain't no ways tired. I've come too far. That's what you should. That's how you should talk, Marco, when you're talking to Kristen Welker. Don't you know anything about politics? Why are Democrats losing the black vote? I don't know. Why do no black people want to vote for Democrats? I'm not sure. Maybe you're tired of a guy who locked up hundreds of thousands of young black men for crack, not doing anything when his son is on camera smoking mountains of crack that rival Mount Everest, Mount St. Helens. Maybe you're tired of that. Perhaps you're tired of the guy who wrote the 94 crime bill, sitting there trying to act as some type of social justice warrior now, lying about being part of the civil rights campaign, saying he grew up in the black church. You ever seen video of Joe Biden in the black church? You never seen anyone more scared in your life. Joe Biden. Whenever he's in the black church. Wondering if corn pop's in the audience. That's what's going on. Yeah. Remember Joe Biden admittedly saying that he wanted to kill corn pop. That's why he had a chain and a rusty razor blade. He wanted to kill corn pop. He had too much pomade in his hair. Corn pop put too much pomade in his hair, and so he called him a racial and ethnic slur. That Joe Biden admits that. Remember that guy? The guy who said you're not your race if you don't vote for me? Remember that guy who says that black kids are just as smart as white kids? The exact phrase. Poor kids are just as smart as white kids. That's an exact quote from Joe Biden. Remember that? No? Oh, okay. Got it. I wonder, I couldn't imagine why they're losing young votes, black votes, Latino votes. Joe Biden called Latinos breakfast tacos. She did. It's on camera. You're as beautiful as the breakfast tacos of San Antonio. That's what she did. Then she tried to speak Spanish and she says, "Si se puede." You know this guy? No, it's a wonder. It's one of those, it's an unsolved mystery. And we should have like the stinger for unsolved. We should have like the sound effect of like the unsolved mystery soundtrack. Ooh, how is it? I don't know if we have any sounds like that. How is it? How could it possibly happen? We don't know. It's so mysterious. Joe Biden, what a creep. What an absolute creep. Said he didn't want to integrate schools because they had all become racial jungles. This is the way the guy talked this entire, like, literally held hands and kissed the last KKK grand wizard in the Senate. And that's the guy. This is your civil rights. This is your civil rights hero. Yeah. Okay. All right. It is funny, the video of Joe Biden in the black church. This guy's, he's so scared. He's so terrified. All right. We've had too many call fors in this program. It's very funny. You don't have it, do you, Klein? We have 4 kids. No. Okay. All right. Anyway, it's a wonder. It's a true mystery, a mystery of the world. Another mystery of the world. Why did the president of Iran die? This weekend, we just want to cover this really quickly because it is huge breaking news. Why did the president of Iran die? It's wild, man. So his helicopter went down, crashed in a very remote part of the world, the border between Azerbaijan and Iran, and now he's gone. I'm not saying he's a good guy. He's a horrible person, but it is going to lead to increased tensions. So get ready for that. Israel insists it wasn't us after the butcher of Tehran, Iranian president, is killed in a mysterious helicopter crash a month after ordering attack on the Jewish state. And remember, they fired all these missiles at Israel. We thought that would effectively be the beginning of World War III. Now the helicopter has been incinerated. Many saying that it was just simply a crash. It was in really bad weather. I mean, you can see there in the images, like the fog is really thick, was really thick. And I guess you could make an argument that the helicopter shouldn't have taken off at all. The man's name was President Ibrahim Raisi, and he gone. This is a really bad person. He's a terrible individual. He ordered the executions of like 5,000 political dissidents in Iran. Iran is effectively a dictatorship. But I'll tell you this, one thing you won't ever hear from this program, regime change. Let's bring democracy to them. There are plenty of like fantastic Iranians, many living here. They want freedom for their country. Go get it. But you can do it without American boots on the ground or a single American soldier, please. And thank you. No, right? Like, no, there's way to bring peaceful change. We have a zero interventionism and zero foreign entanglements policy on this program. Like our foreign policy for America stops effectively at George Washington's departure speech from office, right? Warning us about foreign entanglements and saying, don't do it. Don't do it. That's how you destroy your country. He was very, very, obviously, very wise man, the wisest president to ever live, George Washington, for certain. Read his farewell address. Like the number one thing he says, don't get involved in the Middle East. Don't get involved with European powers. Don't have foreign entanglements. It'll destroy this nation. Those are corrupted evil regimes all around the world. It's best to just like preserve what we have here. Man, do we agree with that on this program? Ladies and gentlemen, we agree with the preservation of our rights. That is why we have a segment called Monday Gun Day, sponsored by Spikes Tactical. Ooh, baby. Donald Trump at the NRA convention. Trump woos thousands of rebellious gun rights advocates as he accepts the 2024 endorsement at the NRA convention. Donald Trump and the NRA convention have been dear friends. They like each other a lot. And Donald Trump was effectively campaigning this weekend at the NRA convention, and it was a rowdy event. Donald Trump's beloved by the 2A community, and for good reason. Donald Trump has been very, very good for the 2A community. He calls them the backbone of America, and also distanced himself from RFK Jr. at this, which I thought was quite interesting. So Donald Trump taking a little bit of a tact at RFK. RFK could potentially take away more votes from Trump than Biden. I mean, it depends on the poll you're looking at. So it is absolutely a threat. It's important. I think that RFK is far worse for Joe Biden than he is for Donald Trump. But here's Donald Trump putting his shoulder into it. Let's go.
But RFK Jr. says bad things. He calls you a terrorist group, and I call you the backbone of America. That's a big difference, wouldn't you say?
Ooh, yeah. With your vote, I will stand strong for your rights and liberties, Donald Trump told 8,000 NRA members who packed into the hall for a 100-minute keynote address. And then he said, yeah, you are rebellious people. Gun owners don't vote, he said. You're a rebellious bunch, but you got to vote. It's time to vote to keep your firearms. And Donald Trump, again, receiving the endorsement of the NRA for president. The NRA endorsed Donald Trump in every single year that he has run for president. And this was an absolute rowdy event in Dallas. It was a really, really fun speech. We enjoyed watching it. And, we also enjoy watching our gun rights expand, our firearm rights and our Second Amendment expand. I think it potentially is the only part of the Constitution that is truly expanding, you could argue. And the rights are being solidified and reinforced instead of eroded. And so that is a very, very good thing, ladies and gentlemen. The official AR-15 of the Johnson household is the Spikes Tactical AR-15. It is such a delight to shoot with, and we have multiple videos up showing exactly how fun they are. Thank you so very much to Spikes Tactical for helping us protect our home, and we encourage you to go check them out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a rowdy day. Do we have that funny video of that funny video of Joe Biden in the black church? Let's go grab that, because I've referenced it. Let's grab that. ALX, you know where it is. It's really fun. I think you've never seen Joe Biden look more scared than this. You've never seen Joe Biden look more scared than this. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and grab it. It's too good. The verse of the day. We leave you with truth every single show. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Luke 6:36. I think that this is going to be an important thing and something that you have to wrestle with in these moments, right? Like if you wish for forgiveness, like the Lord's Prayer, right? It says, "Please forgive me as I have forgiven others." You have to forgive. You have to forgive. Now, there's also a lot of commands to protect and to defend, and to fight and to do what is right and to take action. One of the more interesting stories that we've heard directly from people who worked with Donald Trump in the first term, including over this weekend when we were in Washington, D.C., was that Donald Trump thought it'd be really terrible for the nation to prosecute Hillary Clinton and put her in prison. Hillary Clinton deserves to be in prison. Hillary Clinton's husband is a sinister predator and monster, and Hillary Clinton abided that monster. And among many, many other things, Hillary Clinton deserves to be in jail. And so you're just gonna have to square these things for me. I think that there should be criminal prosecutions, and lots of them, when Donald Trump takes office. I think they should not spare the rod. But I think on a moral level, as a nation, I think it's very, very good to forgive, to move past, and to reinforce and ensure that these kind of things like never happen again. Should there be criminal prosecutions for Joe Biden? I think, yeah, totally. Should Joe Biden be prosecuted for his actions? For like, what would be the crime in this video of Joe Biden at the black church? Is this a play-beside? Yeah. Okay. So the crime would be a crime of like criminal levels of awkwardness, I think, is the crime here. Let's go. Okay. So here's Joe Biden standing like a plank of wood. Again, this is your civil rights activist standing, looking like a scared shelter dog. Like looking furiously to see if Corn Pop's in the audience. Oh no, it's Corn Pop! Run! Yeah. Okay. Scared Joe Biden, baby. We're not scared. We're excited for the future, and we're excited for you to join us. Please like, share, and subscribe to our program and to our channels. Please join the Salty Army, the Salty Movement. The salt must flow, and it flows every single day. On this program, we march forward into victory. We are happy warriors together. On to victory. It's your boy Benny. See ya.